16 of the world's most incredible mazes. 16. You're a wizard, Harry. Harry Potter fans will love this one. This maze belongs to farmer Tom Piercy and features two massive portraits of the boy wizard. It's over 150 feet in diameter and was cut through 1 million maze plants. Each year the York Maze does a new exciting maze, and since there are subtle differences in these images, this is officially the world's biggest Spot the Difference. 15. When in London, pay a visit to the Hampton Court Maze, probably one of the most famous mazes in the world. It's officially the UK's oldest surviving maze, and it was commissioned in the 1700s. It covers 1/3 of an acre and boasts a number of unexpected twists and turns and many dead ends. For extra discomfort, spooky sounds were added in 2005, so you would get sounds of laughter, a bit of music, and whispered conversations here and there, while trying to find your way out. 14. It's amazing. So not all mazes have to be made from plants and greenery. This is an ice maze that was featured at the 4th Snow and Ice Tourism Fair in China, which brings in the Chinese New Year. This festival features some of the world's biggest ice sculptures and attracts 10 to 15 million visitors annually. 13. World's biggest. Kids will love this maze, which is officially the world's biggest game of snakes and ladders. It was created by Michael Blee, who said it was definitely his most complicated maze he had ever created. You can visit his maze in Upchurch, Kent, and go and enjoy a game with your family. 12. Prepare to be amazed. Mazes have been around for about 4,000 years that we know of, and many famous people have been carved into mazes. This one shows Bush and Kerry and was carved during the 2004 general election and seen in a cornfield quite close to Salt Lake City. 11. Not all mazes are equal. Here's one that's completely different to any maze you have ever seen. This one is built entirely out of books, 250,000 books to be exact, and it was on display at the South Bank Centre in London. Created by Marcus Saboya and Gulter Pupo, Brazilian artists, the maze was designed with the help of dozens of volunteers. 10. A tribute to SpongeBob. Except this time the pineapple isn't under the sea, but rather in Hawaii. The Pineapple Garden Maze made it into the Guinness Book of World Records for being the largest maze in the world. However, that title has fallen away since the creation of a bigger maze called Mason. It spans 3 acres and has 14,000 colorful plants along your route. There are secret stations inside, and fastest finishers win prizes. 9. Through the Looking Glass. The mirror maze reminds me of something you would find in Alice in Wonderland, but it's much more involved than that. It was created by Ken Lum, and the mirrors feature 12 key symptoms of depression. Phrases like, "I have no friends," "I can't sleep at night," and "I feel alone in the world" are displayed on some of the mirrors. People walking through would start to feel the anxiety, the stress, and confusion when they couldn't get out, and kept imagining open spaces that weren't there. 8. Forever changing. If you were to visit the Tangled Maze in Australia at different times of the year, you will encounter an entirely different experience each time. This beautiful maze is formed with beautiful flowers and climbers, and apparently a few rose varieties dating as far back as the Roman times. In the autumn you will have grapes hanging overhead, and in spring you encounter wisteria and clematis. 7. Seeped in history. Pain Pond Maze, or the Green Man Maze, has made it into the top 10 mazes of the world. Sadly, it's located on private grounds in Wales, and you can't just go and visit there on a whim. It was commissioned by Vina and Gavin Hogg to celebrate the new millennium, and designed by local artist David Jeff Everly. Green Man is a pagan symbol of rebirth, which is why the owners wanted it designed like this for the new millennium. It has twists, turns, a sun garden, a moon garden, and a wildflower meadow. 6. Child's Play. Grown-ups and kids alike will love visiting Cherry Crest Adventure Farm in Pennsylvania. Besides all the regular attractions that kids love, this farm has the most incredible maze. You'll get lost in 2.5 miles of trails spanning over 5 acres. But if getting lost doesn't appeal to you, don't stress. There are people in the maze always to offer a hand to the grown-ups. I mean, kids getting lost. 5. Up for a challenge. If you're always up for a challenge, then head to a little place called Stra, just outside Venice. There you will find the labyrinth of the Villa Pisani. It was created in 1720 and is believed to be the most difficult maze in the world. Apparently, it even stumped Napoleon. The hedges are very high, so it's impossible to see over them. The only time you get a clear view is when you make it to the beautiful staircase in the middle of the maze.